Yeah, I'm Grant Keane, Conservation Officer in Hinton District. Typically when we're out on backcountry patrols, we do several nights overnight, generally when we're in the far backcountry, in wildland parks or wilderness areas and such. I myself patrol throughout Wilmore Wilderness Park as well as Rock Solomon Wildland Park. And we do anywhere from 2 or 3 day trips right on up to 12, 14, 16 day trips. On some of these lengthier trips, we will cover in the neighborhood of 300 kilometers on a 12 or 14 day trip. So we do cover an extensive piece of backcountry and get to check various terrain, wildlife movements through various valleys over mountain passes and places like that would be totally inaccessible any other way other than hiking or helicopter. I think the mounted patrol program is a real benefit to the park system in that we're able to reach people and patrol the backcountry areas that are pretty much inaccessible by any other reasonable means. Horses work really well for getting officers, staff, as well as our gear into the backcountry, whether we're doing research work, checking users, or just checking on the environment. People like to see horses. It's a good public relations tool. And it's really the Alberta thing to see horses in our parks and used in the backcountry. We can carry our gear, get around very efficiently on horseback, and they're environmentally friendly and not something that would be obtrusive like a motorized vehicle of some sort. They're used primarily to get us out there to see where the people are, to check on campground users, whether they're outfitters, guides, or just regular users that come out with horses, or hikers, cyclists, you name it. In this type of country, we have sheep hunters, elk, deer, moose hunters, and what we do is patrol to make sure that they're abiding by the laws, and carrying their licenses, making sure the game is legal that they take within the right seasons, the right sizes if that's appropriate, and to make sure their camps are clean and not attracting things like bears or other problems. Hello on camp, how are you guys doing?
Going good there.
Yeah?
How are you guys today?
Oh, pretty good. You guys get a little damp last night, that big rain we had? We usually check how they keep their food to make sure that it's cached in a way that's not going to attract wildlife. Yeah, we've encountered a couple of grizzlies up there. They've all been good so far, you know, just keeping their distance. So as long as you keep your camp clean and put the food up in the tree there, like you see you got your box up there, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Didn't have any problems. Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's the last thing you need to spoil your holidays, to have a bear come in and wreck camp. So
yeah, that's just a short item.
again, just part public relations and part you know, enforcement of anything that we might come into. You got a map? Have you seen where it goes and everything?
I'll give you a bit of an idea what.
But generally, I mean, most people are really good. They're happy to see us there, and it's a pleasure dealing with these folks.
Across, take the jackknife down. You want to go down, eh?
Yeah.
Or you want to go? And that's a good camp too. So that's just a nice day's ride, eh?
Okay, well, I guess we should be on our way. We'll see you around. You guys have a good trip, eh? Enjoy. We also have hikers that come from great distances and hike all through the backcountry, and again, we like to greet them, provide information to them, and anything else that we can, you know, help them with. I think a good candidate for a conservation officer in the mounted patrol program is somebody that knows horses, has a lot of horse experience ideally, and has also some backcountry knowledge and skills. It also helps if you're a people person and enjoy interacting with people, knowledge of wildlife and wild areas, but primarily from my point of view, it's a knowledge of horses and be able to handle and work with horses and makes you very effective in your job. I guess I got into this job because it is a career-oriented lifestyle, as I've heard other people explain to me. It's a job working outdoors. It's a job where you can work with horses, particularly is my passion, and doing something positive for the environment and for the perpetuity of our parks, so that they're there for now and for future generations, so that our kids, our grandkids can come here in 20, 40, 100 years and not see much change.
My name is Mike O'Reilly. I'm a conservation officer working out of the Yetson district. Essentially, I started off with the provincial government as a CO, or previously then we were park rangers. And I've been doing that for about 25 years. I've been involved with the horse program pretty well my whole career. I've been very fortunate being in large land bases where I've had lots of backcountry work and basically worked with horses for most of that time. It's very important for us to establish our presence in the backcountry because we're starting to get a lot more use and people are discovering it here, and we're trying to keep it so that it will be here forever. And that's part of our park's legacy, is to make sure people can enjoy and actually get to experience the wildland just like it used to be 100 years ago, and hopefully 100 years from now it'll still be the same, that our grandchildren, great-grandchildren can actually see what we've experienced and seen also. Essentially, we patrol the backcountry with horses because most of our protected areas, they are for foot traffic or horse traffic only. We do not allow mechanical use. It's not legislated to have ATV use here. Horse is the traditional way of doing it. It's low impact, there's no noise, no nothing, there's no disturbance to any other user. And this just adds to the whole wilderness experience. And to provide a service, for parks, to keep it wild, to keep it natural, and provide an excellent place for the public to come and enjoy what we're advertising. Parks are special places, and this just enables us to do it all that much better. The horses are essential. You cannot do the job without horses. And you really need to have a background with horses, and this makes it a lot easier on you, a lot safer, and you're way more efficient. But these are your partners, they're just not animals. They can bring you into areas that not even machines can go, and you can carry equipment, you can perform tasks and cover miles that there's no way even on foot you can do that. Most of our wildlands and parks, they're non-motorized, and that's how we do it. And we basically walk the talk, and these guys do it for us. We're in the Whitehorse Wildland Park right now, and actually it is it's so unique to ride through here because the habitat and the terrain varies so much from valley to valley. The type of terrain that we go through, especially in these areas, it's all mountain terrain. So mountain terrain provides a variety of different habitats. So we could be in deep, heavy forests, we could be going through blowdown areas, we could be going down through swamps in the lower valleys, muskeg. Then we're presented with steep mountain sides and ridges. So you have every single kind of terrain that's thrown at you. where I would like to see the equestrian program go with our department in quite a few years, because I've been here for a long time. I guess I'm getting long in the tooth, and I would love to really pass it on. The horse has been such an essential part of parks throughout history, and I really want to see that continue. And with the direction that parks has gone, we've acquired such huge land bases now. It's the only way to be able to accomplish our work, you know, in these areas. I hope others can carry the torch and keep it up too, because this world and our world out here is shrinking, and our wild places are one of the best last frontiers to come and really see what it used to be.